Welcome back to the Datarekha audio guide. I'm Diya.
And I'm Arjun. Today, the single most common beginner bug in LangGraph, where your chatbot forgets the previous message, and it's not a bug at all. It's a default doing exactly what it was told.
Set the scene for me. What does this actually look like when it bites you?
You build your first chatbot. Turn 1. The user asks something. Turn 2. You ask a follow-up. And the reply has no idea what turn 1 was about. So you log the state, and the messages list has exactly one entry. The most recent one. The old message is just gone.
And the instinct is to think, I lost it somewhere, there's a leak.
Right? But you didn't lose it. Something overwrote it, on purpose, silently. And to see why, you have to understand the one thing every LangGraph workflow is glued together by state.
Okay, so what is state concretely?
It's just a type dictionary that flows from node to node. A node is one step in your graph. Here's the part that trips people up. A node doesn't get handed the state and edit it. It returns a small dict of just the keys it wants to change. And then LangGraph has to decide how to merge that little update into the big state.
And that merging decision, that's where the magic or the disaster lives.
That's the whole lesson. The merging logic is called a reducer. It's a tiny function. Old value, new value, give me the merged value. And you register one per field. The default reducer is overwrite. New value replaces old value. Full stop.
So for the messages list, the default reducer is doing the obvious wrong thing. The assistant node returns a one item list with its reply, and overwrite just swaps the whole list for that one item.
You just diagnosed it perfectly. Overwrite is write for a field that holds a single latest value. The current answer, the latest retrieved documents. But for conversation history, you want to append, not replace. So you swap in a different reducer called add_messages.
And add_messages is the append one. Old list plus new message.
Exactly that. And a bit more. It also dedupes by message ID and can handle removals. But the core is, instead of replacing the list, it tacks the new message onto the end. So history accumulates across turns. This is the single most canonical thing in all of LangGraph. You'll see this exact annotation in basically every chatbot.
Let me make sure I've got the mechanics. I declare on the field, right there in the type dict, that this particular key uses add_messages.
Right. You wrap the field's type in an annotation that pins the reducer to it. From then on, whenever any node returns a messages update, LangGraph calls add_messages instead of overwrite. It's per field. Your messages key appends. Your turn counter key, with no annotation, overwrites. Same state, two different merge rules, side by side.
And that's the design decision you keep making. Real agent state has several of these channels. And each one needs the right reducer for what it means.
That's the mental model. Conversation history. Append. A scratchpad of reasoning steps. Also append, concatenate. The most recent retrieval. Overwrite. You only want the latest chunks. Not every chunk you ever fetched. User metadata set once at the start. No reducer. Just never touch it again. Match the reducer to the semantics of the field.
Here's what surprises me though. For a real tool-using agent, you'd think the state would be this elaborate thing. Question here. Tool calls there, results over here.
And that's the beautiful twist. For an actual chat agent, the state is almost always just one field. Messages, annotated with add_messages. That's it. The user's question, the model's tool calls, the tool results, the final answer. All of it lives as entries in that one list. The conversation is the state.
So the whole agent is just two nodes appending to one list.
Two nodes. An agent node calls the model with all the current messages and gets back either a text answer or some tool calls. A tools node runs those tool calls and appends the results as new messages. A conditional edge checks. Did the model ask for a tool? If yes, go run tools. Then loop back to the agent. If no, you're done. And add underscore messages is the thing that makes the loop work. Every time the agent runs, it sees the entire history.
There's one trap I can feel coming. If a node is supposed to return a fresh dict, what happens if I reach into the state and just append to the list myself?
Don't. That's the other silent killer. If you grab state, do list.append, and return the same state object, the reducer never sees an update. There was no return change to merge. And Langgraf's tracking quietly breaks. Always return a new dict with just your update, and let the reducer do its job. Treat your nodes as pure transformations.
So the one rule to carry out of here?
Every time you add a field to your state, ask one question. Does this accumulate, or is the latest value the right one? Accumulating fields need a reducer. Always. Forget that, and the default override will eat your data without so much as a warning.
Pick your reducers like you mean it. That's the Datarekha audio guide. See you in the next one.